Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahusha Mashiach. My name is Melech Shalomo. Today is the 18th of October 2024. It's 11:31 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm going to do a trade recap here I did on Bitcoin. So let me just point out here, this is simulated trading, right? You can see in the corner there, that's the data live is trading simulated, right? So let's see here. So looking at this strategy setup here and what I did at the open. So this is the open here at 9:30, right? So at this point here, the VWAP bands is gonna start populating for the RTH session, right? So this one here is from the London session, that purple, and then there's the red ones. This is the VWAP from the ETH session, which opens at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right? So that was yesterday. And London session starts from 3 a.m. Eastern Time, right? So this is ETH session VWAP. That's London session VWAP. And then this is going to be starting from the RTH session. That's RTH session VWAP, right? Solid yellow, RTH, solid red, ETH, and solid purple. That's London session, right? So what we have here is Camarilla R3 in an overlapping lower value relationship, right? So let me just point that out. Let me just open this up. Right, so it's Camarilla R3 in an overlapping lower value relationship. It's at 67,740, right? So at this level here, we're opening above Camarilla R3 in an overlapping lower value relationship. So this could set up like a rejection of a lower value thesis from the Camarillas, right? So if we're opening above Camarilla R3 and Camarilla R3 is suggesting a moderately bearish setup, then I should be looking for longs, right? So looking for a long setup here. This is what I should be doing, right? But let's see here. I got kind of chopped up a little bit just in price action. So let me just explain what I did here, right? Right, so when price opened here, let me see, let's use the arrows. All right, so price opened, pushed down. We came to almost Camarilla R3. I didn't take the reversal there. This is a open range bowling green strategy, right? So what's happening here is this is -3 VWAP, that's -2 VWAP, that's -1 VWAP. So I'm supposed to take the breakout of -1 to go long, right? So I was late to this trade, saw the setup, but it materialized kind of quickly, so entered long here. So I'm looking for, we're opening above Camarilla R3 in an overlapping lower value relationship, looking for a rejection of the bearish thesis and to go long. So went long here, it pulled back on me, stopped out, right? Went long again. This is the setup here. This was a better setup where I got the break above -1, the bowling green strategy. And this blue line right here, that's VPOC, right? So VPOC resets from the open, the ETH open, the RTH open, right? So VPOC is starting to move up and down, trying to get the volume, the VPOC for the session so far, right? For the open. Right, so went long there again. We pushed up. We started to get some rejection here at the upper deviations. When we came back, broke even this trade, right? So what I started to think was, and this I shouldn't have done this, right? I started to think that we're getting rejections here at the upper deviations. We're not pushing off to reject these the bearish Camarilla R3 setup. So maybe I should go short, right? So went short here and kind of held through this a little bit and ended up stopping out, right? So this was a mistake here. These trades were within the parameters of the setup, right? Rejecting this Camarilla R3 overlapping lower value relationship, and they just basically got stopped out, right? But switching over to the bearish side, this was a mistake at this point, because if I'm switching over bearish, I should wait for it to dip below Camarilla R3, come back and retest, fail at this level somewhere around here, and then catch the short, because it's going to prove to me that this setup is now being valid, right? With the bearish setup. But if we're staying above it like this here, I'm not supposed to short right here, and plus I'm shorting at lows, right? So I'm shorting in the hole, and that's how I got squeezed right there, right? So after that now, I have to wait and look for, because the bowling green strategy now has already taken off. The long is already in progress. No need to chase it, right? All right, so we pushed up here, heavy buying, some volume came in here, buyers coming up here, right? So we're coming up to this level here. We have some liquidity in the book here. We're coming up to this Camarilla R3 level. I mean R4 level, right? So VPOC is moving up as well. Let me just point that out, right? So we have VPOC moving up. I'm labeling these VPOC POC migration up as they move up, right? So we're moving up. We start to move sideways at Camarilla R4, right? So this is either a breakout level or a rejection level, right? So when we came up here, let's see. Now I'm starting to look for a black sun strategy, right? Which is a rejection strategy up at a pivot level like Camarilla R4, and a breakdown of this -1 level here, right? And I also made another mistake here where I'm thinking, okay, we broke above. It's not really a mistake, but it's like it's a either or setup, right? So we're breaking above Camarilla R4, right? Let me just use the arrows. So we're breaking above Camarilla R4. We're retesting Camarilla R4, right? And that's Camarilla R4 right there, right? So we're retesting it, and I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna continue to the upside. So I'm gonna get the long from this level here to go up, right? And what actually happened was it came back here, broke down on me, came back, retested this first upper deviation, and started to fail, right? So at that point, I had to switch over to my black sun strategy, which is the rejection of this first upper deviation. You see we have the liquidity here, plus the first upper deviation, right? That's London session and the RTH session upper deviation. So they're in sync right there, the purple and the yellow. We have the heavy liquidity 525. We have Camarilla R4, right? So I stopped out of this trade, and then I went short right here, right? Because you see we're setting up here as a retest, and then we're starting to get exhaustion right here. So went short, right? So that's the Black Sun strategy setup. And let's see here. Right, so we're going to take this down now to -1 VWAP, right? And that's also London -1 VWAP and London session VWAP, right? So you see the solid purple line came down here to the solid purple line, that's London VWAP. This is -1 VWAP from the RTH session. They're coinciding right here. Got that trade from the breakdown of the first upper deviation, London session and RTH session to this level here, -1 VWAP. Right, so that was the trade Blackstone strategy. We're looking for a +1 VWAP to a -1 VWAP or even lower, right? So I chose to stop out right here instead of trying to get down to this level because it's bullish, right? We have all this bullish activity here, so this could just be a pullback, right? So stopped out here in profit, right? So that was the Blackstone strategy. It was executed well. I can't say properly because I actually tried to go long first and then stopped out and went short, right? So it was basically either or. We have this bullish price action going up here, retest to go long off of Camarilla R4, or if we start failing, take the short, the Black Sun strategy. So it wasn't really a mistake. It's just like it's how it's setting up, right? So let's see here. Right, so we dip down to this London session VWAP -1 VWAP from the RTH, push back up. Just trying to get a bigger perspective here because trying to find this other trade, right? So we came up here to R1, broke above R1. You see this is R1 right here. R1 is at 68,250, right? So after this pullback here, pushed up, broke above R1, which is right here at this level, had big buyers come in, and then we had another pullback, right? So we actually came up just below R2. You can see R2 is over here. R2 is at 68,570. So this bubble got up to 68. Let's see. Let's open this up. And this is a heavy liquidity target as well, 876. And we got absorption right there, right? Just below R2. So we had a pullback there again. That was another setup for like a Black Sun strategy. But let me see. Yeah, this was at +2 VWAP. But right, I'm trying to see. There wasn't really much indication. I mean, there is absorption here, and this is the entry right here. It's like a breakdown of this level, right? So we have like this level right here, and then we have this breakdown. So that's an entry setup right there. After absorption from 879, we can push through that liquidity on the offer, and then you get that breakdown, retest, breakdown. So that was another Black Sun strategy, but I didn't take that one. See here, trying to get over to my trade. Right, so we're coming back up to the same level, R2, right? We get this big buy-in over here. We have 464 on the offer, and then we have 559 that drops down just below that level, right? At let's see, it's at 68,600, and this one drops to 68,580. So that comes in after this absorption here, right? So 823 in volume on this bubble right here, couldn't push through, right? We start getting the breakdown. This is +2 VWAP, right? I'm highlighting it right there. And I took the short right here at 68,500. So I didn't stay in this trade long. I took it right down to +1 VWAP from the RTH session and stopped out right there, right? Usually I could try to take this back down to VWAP, but I decided to just do a quick scalp, right? So that was another Black Sun strategy right there. We have the pivot level R2. We have heavy liquidity right here, and we have a breakdown of an upper deviation level. And that was my trades for today. It was 7,770.8 profit on the day. And again, that's simulated trading and just practicing these strategies until I get back to trading ES on Bookmap and to get back my rhythmic subscriptions and the MBO bundle and all that stuff. So just keeping sharp with reading the order flow and practicing my strategies. And yeah, that's it, man. So two Black Sun strategies. Had I missed the bowling green at the open, and yeah, that was the trade outcome for today. All right, y'all. That's Malek Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.